Is there a good reason to PvP on Wizard101? This is a question that I get asked a lot, but I also think it's an important discussion because I feel like there's a lot to talk about when it comes to what Wiz could add to make PvP something that more people want to do. Right now, in my opinion, there's two major reasons why you'd want to do PvP in this game, especially if you've never played before. Like, you're a casual, you don't know what PvP is all about, maybe you want to learn it. These two reasons, though small in number, are huge when it comes to like what they do for the game. I think the first big reason to do PvP right now is just the fact that there's a battle pass and most of it is free. So the more PvP you do and whether you win or lose, you rack up points. And as you can see, I have not bought this battle pass, but by doing PvP, I could basically, you know, like I could get all of these rewards. And some of these rewards are crazy. Like this one, for example, that's a whole Perot's potion. This one's a gardening benefit. You get a bunch of double pet XP. Like just for doing a little bit of PvP, you get a whole 1 hour of double pet XP. Battle pass even gives Lunari. It gives a lot of other potions. Like, you know, like, and if you buy it, you get tons of pet XP and gardening, and buying it is actually way cheaper than most other things. As you can see, it would be 5,000 crowns, but as a member, it's only 2,500 crowns. It's pretty cheap for a battle pass. So you can get all kinds of elixirs, Lunari, and obviously the other reason I think to do PvP is what you might have already seen people rocking when it comes to their stitches. It's these wands, and I feel like they don't really get enough attention, in my opinion. I think these are really, really cool. Like, they have like a really cool cast animation, probably one of the coolest like animations that they've ever added into this game. I get this question quite a bit. Where do I get the cards that I use on my storm? It's literally called the Night Storm cards. You need 3 epic medals in order to craft it, and then you can just like, you know, just do a bunch of PvP and get the other reagents. But is this enough in terms of driving people towards PvP? And this is a really important question because I think PvP is the most important end game activity in Wiz. Maybe I'm biased, but genuinely the creativity that you see here on display sometimes, just the sheer tension, the anxiety of a close game, that type of stuff you don't really get from other parts of the game. Maybe we will as they make the combat harder, but right now, if I'm trying to like feel something, I'm gonna do PvP. And I'm of the opinion right now that even with all the ample rewards that they do give from the battle pass and the cosmetics, I think the cosmetics, by the way, are a much bigger incentive than the battle pass just because looks are powerful. But even beyond all that, I think they could do more when it comes to driving new players into PvP. One, I think they need to add an event that's based around PvP. We have events around Beast Moon. We now even have an event based around stitching. And I can't be the only one who thinks that, you know, yeah, Beast Moon is great when it comes out like, you know, twice a month. I don't think anyone has a problem with that. But some of the other ones are a little iffy, you know, like Spiral Showcase, Spiral Seed, like those seem like Pet Promenade. Those seem like those events, they seem like they just put them on just to put them on. I think a PvP event would be miles better than Spiral Seed, Spiral Showcase, and Pet Promenade. If you guys know, you know, man. I just think like getting rewards for PvPing and maybe competing in tournaments, like it could be a really, really cool situation, and it would incentivize people to go in and actually get battle pass rewards to get like, you know, event points. Events are one of those things that keeps people playing every day, like on a given week, right? The fact that Beast Moon is out, I would want to play it, right? I don't see why they don't treat PvP the exact same way. And unlike Beast Moon, where you get rewards for capturing battle rings and defeating people, I think you should get rewards for winning matches, maybe just doing matches, maybe like, you know, casting a certain number of spells, maybe like, you know, using TCs, maybe competing in tournaments, which are currently dead because there is no reward system in place. The options are literally endless, so I don't see why they don't add something like that and just get a bunch of casuals involved. I think that would be amazing for PvP. Speaking of tournaments, I do think that they need something like this back. I made a video on this, so I'm not gonna go too in depth. Y'all should just watch that video if you want me to know, but I feel like one of the biggest incentives before they actually like revamp PvP was to get a bunch of arena tickets and get this exact robe that I'm wearing on Arthur right now. And what was really special about this robe was that, yeah, you had to be commander in order to get it, but it also cost 1,000 tickets. So tons of people, what they used to do because of the robe just and how it looked, people would do tournaments for tickets and just get this robe. Like they would have a reason to go to commander. Now, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say the wands are cool, and it's really a reason to do PvP, But in terms of the other gear, I don't know what they were going for with this. I think the only nice looking armor is the Warlord's armor because, like, I mean, it's like really, it's very colorful compared to like the Knight's armor and the Corporal's armor. If you look at like the Knight's armor, it doesn't even have a cape. The colors are kind of muted. The Corporal's armor is not even school specific. It just looks like ass. And I think it's so hard for anyone to even get to Warlord. For something to be this damn difficult to get to and for it to look like this, I don't know, man. It just feels like it's not doing it for me. I think they should do something that's just very parallel to what Commander gear used to be, and maybe even remove the rank restriction and just make it like something that you can get from doing a lot of tournaments. I think it would be sick if you did a bunch of tournaments, got a bunch of tickets, and you could use those tickets on cosmetic gear that's just not rank locked like the Warlord gear. So maybe like a tournament set along with maybe the ranked set, like for cosmetics. I think that would go really well because I feel like if people do a lot of tournaments, they're also gonna do PvP as an extension as time goes on. Like, they're gonna be like, okay, tournaments are fun, let me do PvP now. So I think the legacy of tournaments is super underutilized in general. And I think if they were to put out like, you know, like an event like Beast Moon for PvP, I think involving tournaments and involving a whole new line of cosmetics related to doing these, I think that would go a long way. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about, as far as an incentive, this is something that a lot of people don't even know exists. But if you do enough PvP and you start getting gold medals, silver medals, and bronze medals, you can actually make gold keys out of these, and you can use these for Spellments. Now, while this is actually, in my opinion, a really cool concept, and I do think they upped, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I get more gold medals, so I can actually, you know, craft more of these. And like, I think the controversy with this was that you needed to be like very high rank, but I'm only a captain on this wizard. I already have 8, and I feel like captain's not that crazy. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like this felt more inaccessible before, but as time has gone on, I feel like it's much easier to craft gold keys now, which is kind of cool. But I think in general, I think you should get Spellments to drop when you do PvP. This is a super underused idea in my opinion, but you're doing PvP with spells that are generally going to be like, you know, Spellment based. Like, I didn't do Beast Moon to upgrade my Monster Mash all the way to max tier to not PvP. So why wouldn't you get Spellments, especially lore Spellments from doing PvP? I'm not talking you need like 10 or 20 per match. If you do them, you should be able to get 1 or 2, and it should be a random lore spell of any of their choice, I guess, you know? They could even make it so that different seasons drop different world Spellments. So like, you know, this season they could set it to like Azteca Spellments. So people that really need Azteca Spellments, like, I don't know what those are, like, what is it? Winter Moon is one of them. I don't know, Savage Paws, another one, like those, right? Like, they could farm for those by doing PvP. That type of theme would be really, really cool. You could even, like, you know, decorate the arena in the theme of the world the Spellments are dropping. You can make the seasons themed around something that currently they just don't do. Every season just feels like it's a slight change and you have fun. That's it. So to me, I think the reasons that I really want to see for PvPing are Spellment drops, more ambitious cosmetics around tournaments, and an event. I think those would be big reasons to do PvP that currently we kind of don't have. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A lot of people wanted me to make a video talking about, like, you know, like what I think about the current state of PvP. And frankly, it's really not that bad. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm doing a lot of off-stream games, which is kind of crazy. But from the perspective of a casual player, I feel like definitely they would probably want to see more. And I think that's what I want to advocate for, if at all possible. Let me know what you guys think about the current state of PvP, especially for a newcomer. I think there's a lot of barriers to entry. Which ones do you think are crazy? And what incentives do you think would really make it break even for you to try PvP out? I'm sure there's a lot of great ideas. These were just the ones that I could come up with that I've been thinking about for a while. Let me know in the comments. As always, drop a like if you enjoyed, leave us up if you're new, and if somebody hasn't told you you're awesome today, they doing something wrong. So stay awesome, y'all, and yeah.